President Biden expressed optimism that he and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu could still reach consensus. While there is no indication that Mr. Netanyahu will soften his opposition, beloved by his fragile right-wing political coalition, Mr. Biden has expressed optimism that they may yet reach consensus. There are several types of two-state solutions, President told reporters at White House a few hours after call. This was first time this had happened in almost a month amid tensions from war. There are many countries that are members of the UN and still do not have their own armies. Number of states with restrictions. And he added, I think there are ways this could work. I think we can figure something out, Mr. Biden said. But a day later, Mr. Netanyahu appeared unimpressed by Mr. Biden's speech. I will not compromise full security control by Israel of the entire region west of the Jordan River. And this is incompatible with a Palestinian state, he said in a post on social media. Mr. Biden has argued that the creation of Palestinian state that would guarantee Israel's security is the only viable long-term solution to a decades-old conflict, echoing position held by most American presidents and European leaders in recent history. Mr. Biden, meanwhile, has suggested that a reinvigorated version of the Palestinian Authority, which partially governs the West Bank, should also take over Gaza after Hamas is ousted from power, another idea that Mr. Netanyahu has rejected. He thinks the authority is corrupt and compromised by support for terrorists. The president still believes in promise and possibility of a two-state solution. National Security Council spokesman John F. Kirby told reporters at the White House after meeting, which lasted 30 to 40 minutes, he realizes this will take a lot of work, and the United States is determined to see that outcome eventually. Mr. Kirby said two leaders also discussed hostages held by Hamas, humanitarian aid Gaza, release of tax payments to Palestinian Authority in occupied West Bank and a shift in Israel's military strategy, more surgical operations. But Mr. Kirby did not announce any new agreement and confirmed that leaders remained divided over the possibility of a Palestinian state. Mr. Biden and Mr. Netanyahu have known each other for decades, and relationship between the left-leaning president and right-leaning prime minister has long been complicated. They sparred last year over Mr. Netanyahu's attempt to strip some of the power of Israel's judiciary, and Mr. Biden's effort to negotiate a new nuclear deal with Iran. After the Hamas terrorist attack in Israel on October 7, which killed 1,200 people, they put aside their differences and embraced each other, both figuratively and literally. But their conflict has increasingly escalated as Israel's war against Hamas has devastated much of Gaza, reportedly killing more than 24,000 combatants and civilians. The long gap between talks was in itself an